with another video. And today's video is just gonna be about, the NFL season and who I think is gonna win the Super Bowl this year, or who has the best likely chance coming out of both divisions. Yeah, man, the season is about to start here soon, so that's what I've been waiting on all summer. I've been waiting on the NBA, I mean, not NBA, but NFL season to start back up. I've been watching NBA probably since like All-Star break. So I've been watching basketball for this whole little stretch, and I've been waiting on NFL to start real bad. So the fact that we getting to the end of July, you know what I'm saying, we getting into August, that means football is coming back real soon. So, yeah, man, I just thought this would be the perfect time to make this video, especially, too, with the trade rumors that I've been hearing about Davante Adams going to the 49ers. That's going to be crazy. And, yeah. So I just feel like this is the perfect time to come on here and just talk some football a little bit, man, and see where the season is going to go this upcoming season as far as the Super Bowl champs. Right now, it's a lot of good teams, especially after, free agency and everybody that went to new teams. Like I said, Davante Adams is talking about going to the 49ers in a trade. That would be crazy. And I wouldn't even rule out him going to the Jets either. I don't know if y'all watched the new receiver series on Netflix. That was real good. If you haven't checked that out yet, I suggest y'all go watch that. But it was a little episode where they played the Raiders played the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers was in town or whatever. So they went to dinner the night before, and he said how they was just sitting there talking for hours, and he was saying, how much he needed it in his own little one-on-one interview. He was saying how much he needed and missed Aaron Rodgers, and how much he needed that conversation with him for those hours that they were sitting down at dinner talking. And then the following day at the game, when he came up to him and he gave him a dap up, whatever, he was just saying like how much he needed him that time with him to be able to, be able to have somebody there to talk to that was like his brother for real. So even before he went to the Raiders, they was talking about him going to the Jets too, about that being a possibility. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went the opposite route, because a lot of these teams, a lot of times when these trade rumors we talked about, most of the times they come true, but sometimes you have a little twist on it where they go somewhere that you wasn't expecting them to go, or they wasn't rumored to go. So that's why I feel like if he don't go to the 49ers, he could possibly go to the Jets. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, it's like I said, it's a lot of good teams. If we look at the NFC, obviously the favorite right now would be the 49ers, just because of, them making it to the Super Bowl last year. But then again, I mean, I wouldn't even just say that. I feel like it's a neck and neck battle for the favorite between them and the Eagles. The Eagles offensive roster is crazy. They got the best wide receiver corps in the league with AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, and then you got Saquon Barkley with Jalen Hurts as your quarterback. So you got read option going on all day long. The best O-line in the NFC. Then you look at the defense. You know what I'm saying? They still got Darius Slay out there. And then they went and drafted the whole Georgia University front seven on defense. So it's like, shit, you in a lose-lose situation going against them, because you ain't going to be able to stop them on offense. They're going to time manage you the fuck all the way down the field. So they're going to have the ball the entire game. And then you got to try to go out and score on that defense that they got, where it's going to be hard as hell to run the ball. And it's going to be hard to pass it, too, because the pass rush is going to be there. And they got good enough DBs that can play man until the D-line get there, which it ain't going to be that long. So, yeah, man, they're the favorites right now. I think they neck and neck with the 49ers. The 49ers, shit, they, like I said, they obviously just have the small notch, in my opinion, right now, just because they went to the bowl last year. The Eagles, like I said, they just got the roster right now that's looking too crazy. It's looking too crazy right now. And shit, other than that, those are the two favorite out of the East. I don't see any other team that could possibly, cause some friction. I mean, we might start something up the Cowboys, but, we might just be talking regular season when it comes to that. I don't think when it comes postseason, we ain't doing You know, we ain't making no noise. The Packers too. I ain't gonna lie, the Packers are another team that's to watch. They are a team to be scared of, honestly, because if you look at the Packers, what they did last year, they was all such a young team, and that was Jordan Love first year as the starter for real, being able to just kind of get out there and you know, start his own career and his own legacy. And being behind Aaron Rodgers, shit, he didn't play nothing less of what we expected from him. So and especially too, since the way they came out and blew us out first round of playoffs, then they backdoored and went to San Francisco and damn near beat them. They was just one possession away from beating them. Honestly, they really should have beat them in that game, because they ended up beating themselves though. They ended up beating themselves, but they had plenty of opportunity to go out and win that game. But you know, obviously they came up short, but they had a good chance to win it. So with them even playing the way they played against the 49ers and Jordan Love looking fearless the way he did, shit, I wouldn't be surprised if they was able to come out and do something and come out of the NFC East, make it to the championship game possibly. I don't know. I can't rule it out. It's still a possibility. Yeah, man. As y'all know, the NFC it's always usually the same handful of teams, man. It ain't really no teams. The Lions, I feel like the Lions got a chance. They just got to fix their coaching situation over there. They a little too aggressive, bro. The Lions, when it comes to the Lions, they were a team that should have went to the Super Bowl last year. They should have went to the Super Bowl last year. The only reason why they didn't go to the Super Bowl is because they were too aggressive on play calls, and they turned the ball over. So when you that aggressive in a game, if you play smart football all the way through, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna win the game. If you win the turnover battle, you can win time of possession. You're gonna win the game 9 times out of 10. What they did was they came out and they scored early on San Francisco. They hit them in the mouth. I'm talking about last year in the playoffs. They came out and they scored early, and then they were able to make stops while they was putting up points. So at that point, if you're already putting up stops and putting up points, there is no reason to be aggressive like that. I would have just kicked the field goal in the situation where they went for it. I think they did that shit twice. Or they did it once where it was crucial because the momentum was starting to change. And so if you don't get this first down, they completely take momentum. I think they messed up by going for it and giving them the momentum that they needed to give it that extra confidence that they needed to come back, because they was already gaining confidence. So you gave them extra confidence by not getting it on 4th down, and then you backdoor and come back out, and Jahmyr Gibbs fumble on a handoff. So it's just like all that leaded up into them eventually winning the game. And like I said, that was a good team last year. They had a good balanced offense, and they was able to play defense with a front seven carrying the secondary to be able to make it to that point. So they have a good chance. Like I said, it's a lot of good teams, bro. And the NFC, I think the NFC is starting to get a lot more competitive as far as you know, the teams just off of this past year, because a lot of the teams that were kind of middle of the pack or kind of bad are starting to make strides to be you know, one of the higher tier teams. And the Lions was definitely one of those teams last year. They gave us some problems, and they honestly should have beat us one time. It came down to a crucial call. So, you know, they one of them teams too where it's like you can't sleep on them. The Rams, they caught their stride. You know, second half of the season, they weren't able to beat the Lions last year in the playoffs. It was a good game though. It was a real good game. That game could have went either way, but I don't know about them. It might be a little shaky. You know, they don't got Aaron Donald no more. He retired. So it's gonna be interesting to see who they can have to kind of fill his void, because you can't replace him. He's a Hall of Famer. But somebody to kind of fill his void and kind of be kind of what he was for the defense as far as the anchor. You know, it's gonna be interesting to see who they can bring in. But they got a good running back over there. They got a young receiver in Puka Nacua. They still got Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. So I think they're gonna be all right, man. I think the NFC, that's the only teams that I got right now in mind is off the top of the head who I think is gonna be problems in the NFC and have a chance to come out of the NFC. Realistically though, if I was to pick any team this year, I say the Eagles is gonna do it. Pending if the 49ers don't get Davante Adams. But I think the Eagles is going to be the team to do it this year, because last time the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl, it took them 4 years to make it back. So now that they just made it back again, I don't think they make it right back. You know what I'm saying? Now we get over to the AFC. AFC is where it gets a little spicy, you know, where it gets a little interesting. Because you got the Chiefs, you got the Ravens, you got the Texans, you got the Dolphins, you got the Bills, you got a lot of good teams in the AFC. And we always say how good the AFC is every year. You know, even the Steelers, because you got Russell Wilson over there with the Steelers now. So I don't know, man. It's so stacked over there in the AFC. You can never know who really makes it. And the Jets, because you got Aaron Rodgers coming back healthy this season. So yeah, I think shit, it can go either way. But of course, we got to give it to Patty Mahomes. It's his league. He the best quarterback right now in the NFL, whether you like it or not. And they the best team, honestly, in the NFL right now. Even though they didn't have the best season last year, they are the best team. When it comes to winning, they are the best team in the NFL right now. They have the best veteran, structured team, experienced team in the NFL right now. If you look at the way they played last year, they didn't play good at all last year. But when it came to the playoffs, they locked in the entire time. They didn't lose a game, obviously. And they locked in. And that guy, Patty Mahomes, led those guys to victory. Each and every time they played. Stepped on the field. He sure did. And he also did it with an ankle injury, if I'm not mistaken. Went out there and beat the MVP, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, he beat those guys. Then he went on again to do it in the Super Bowl. So, you know, obviously those are going to be the favorites right now in the AFC. You got to respect it. You can't argue that unless you're just being biased. You know, those guys are poised over there. Those guys are ready, prepared. Those guys are seasoned veterans. And yeah, those guys are going to be the guys that you're going to have to look up to in order to be able to look past to get to the Super Bowl. And I just don't think anybody else is going to make a problem for those guys. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I feel like they definitely going to be able to make it back, bro. It's just like Patrick Mahomes, you give him weapons, he going to use them. They just added more speed to their team. Xavier Worthy. They still got Kadarius Toney. I don't know what they're going to do with him. The Kadarius Toney is obviously a shifty-ass player. He a good player. He just got to work on some of the issues that he having right now. That don't mean he's not a good player. He just got to work on having a bounce-back year. I think Patrick Mahomes trusts him because if he can get the ball, he can be dangerous in the open field. And they need somebody like that who can create after they catch the ball. They got Pacheco, you know what I'm saying, who run hard as hell. And they still got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They got Travis Kelce, obviously. So, I mean, I wouldn't even rule them out. Rashee Rice, I don't know what the hell he got going on. He has some legal stuff going on. I don't know if he is going to be a part of the team this year or what. Because he did something stupid, bro. But hopefully they can get him back because he that was on his rookie year last year. He went and won the bowl. You know what I'm saying? So they coming back. Then we look at Lamar and those Ravens, man. You know, I always want to root for Lamar so bad as far as him making it a push to win the Super Bowl. But when it comes down to the moment, man, something always happens. Whether it be that first time where they looked good and, you know, they was in the playoffs versus I think they played the Patriots. And they played somebody. And Lamar was having a hell of a game as far as passing the ball, but nobody was catching it. Every time he had an open receiver, they was dropping the ball. Then he was running sometimes a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But that happened that year, and they end up losing. So then we come back to this time, and he have an MVP season. They undefeated down there. They trying to make a Super Bowl run. And you got to play the Chiefs. And I would say they lost this year because of the fumble by Zay Flowers. Because they had a chance, man, and Lamar was playing good. He was locked in, so I feel like if they would have been able to score and just keep the game close, they would have been able to pull it out. But he fumbled that ball, and like I say, bro, the Chiefs, they just always one of them teams where they season, and so they just gonna be patient. They're gonna stay disciplined, and it's always gonna work out in their favor. So I would like the Ravens to be able to make some noise too, just because, you know, Lamar is a fan favorite. I fuck with Lamar heavy. But I don't know, man. It's them Chiefs over there. It's going to be tough. And I'm not saying they don't have the team to do it because they got a crazy defense, but they added Derrick Henry. So it's going to be like, Y'all already couldn't stop the read option to run with him and J.K. Dobbins or whoever you had back there. But you add Derrick Henry now, who already hard as hell to tackle on his own. And then you add Lamar into the mix, who they say done lost a little weight, so he didn't got back fast. Because last year he beefed up. Now it look like he didn't slim down this year, so he back fast and shifty. So I don't know, man. Shit, it's gonna be fun to watch them on their end to see what they do. Then we make it over to the Jets now. You know, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be coming back healthy this year. Hopefully he can play the whole year and stay healthy the whole time. But we're gonna be able to see what that offense looks like with you know, him added into the mix and being able to get the ball to them young guys over there that they got on offense, man. I'm ready to see what Garrett Wilson gonna be able to do with Aaron Rodgers. The season that he's supposed to have, because he's filthy. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of them, like, he one of them dudes that you can look at and be like, yeah, he gonna eat. Like, him having Aaron Rodgers, he definitely gonna eat, because he obviously the number one option on the team. So he gonna get open. That's a given. And he gonna get the ball. You know what I'm saying? So with him being as young as he is, you know what I'm saying? He young and turn right now. So I'm trying to see what he do with Aaron Rodgers. And he hungry to win, too. You could tell, like, when I was watching him on Hard Knocks, he real hungry to win. They got Sauce over there on defense, Quinn Williams. I like their team over there, bro. They got a lot of young players over there that's, you know, polished in their position. And I feel like they got the best quarterback that you can ask for on their team. That's one of those vet guys that's still around. Because Aaron Rodgers is one of the last vet quarterbacks still around playing to this day. He the last one standing. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, what he can do this year. Because I know he only got probably about 1 or 2 more years left in the chamber. So I want to see what they're going to do. Then we look at the Bills. They obviously just lost Stephon Diggs this season. He went to the Texans. So I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see. You know, Josh Allen and that team over there, I think they still going to be cool, but I think they're going to drop to middle of the pack this year. You don't got Stephon Diggs. They're trying to replace him with bro from Florida State. I ain't even going to say replace him, but I mean, in a sense, yeah, because they drafted him after the fact. But we got to see how he going to pan out. We got to see how he going to pan out. So they still got Kincaid and stuff and all that over there. So they should be good. They got Cook. Like I said, I don't feel like they're going to be trash this year, but I don't feel like they're going to be as good as they was or had the potential to be as good as they was this upcoming year. So I feel like they're going to be like probably like middle of the pack, maybe third in their division. I don't know. We're going to see. Then you got the Texans. I feel like Houston been needing something like this because they had Deshaun Watson and Hopkins, but it didn't work out, bro. It was somebody was always hurt or they would just, you know, come up short. So now that they got CJ Stroud and they got, you know what I'm saying, all these pieces around them, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, they added a running back over there. What's his name? They added Joe Mixon over there. So, yeah, man, they the favorite right now out of Texas to go, you know what I'm saying, to the bowl on the AFC. You know what I'm saying? I know Houston, they loving it right now because for the Houston to be the type of city that they is and shit, I feel like you would have to be from Texas to understand, but for them to be the type of city they is, for them to be able to make it and have a chance this year and them actually make it, that'd be turnt for them. And the commute to the Super Bowl wouldn't be that far, so it'd be a lot of Texans fans at the Super Bowl if they was able to make it, because the Super Bowl gonna be in Louisiana this year, so that's right next to each other. So, or it's in New Orleans, but you know, either way, that's still a easy commute. So, it's gonna be a hell of a commute. It's gonna be a hell of a game if they was able to make it. And behind CJ Stroud, shit, he looking like the future. He looking like the truth for real. Shit. If you look at the way he played coming in as a rookie, shit, he looked like he was already like 3-4 years in. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see. I would love to see them match up against the Packers in like a playoff game or something. That'd be cool to watch. The Texans versus the Packers. I feel like that'd be a good matchup, a good game to watch. But yeah, I definitely feel like shit, the Texans have a good chance to make it out of the AFC. But if I was to choose one team, it's obviously gonna be not the 49ers, but it's obviously gonna be the Chiefs and Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs. They're going to be the favorites for me out of the AFC, man. And I think they're going to go ahead and try to make that three-peat. And if it ain't them, I would say it's either going to be the Texans. It's going to be the Texans or the Jets. Texans or the Jets. That's just what I think, man. That's just my opinion on that. Lamar and the Ravens got to prove it. I gotta see more from. I gotta see a little bit more from them this season for me to just say, oh yeah, they're gonna do it. Cause you still got Patty Mahomes to go through. No matter how good Lamar Jackson plays, his team got to come around him, and his play style is unconventional than your normal quarterback. Like Mike Vick, how nasty Mike Vick was. He ultimately, you know what I'm saying. So like, Lamar is kind of in that same realm. He's more a look. I feel like he's more of a passer, Lamar is, but just his play style, I don't know. I mean, he got the pieces around to be able to assist him and being able to make it that far, but to win it all, it's going to be tough, especially when you got to go through a team like the Chiefs. Now, if they can make it through the Chiefs, they got a chance to win, because if the Chiefs are not in it, then that shit is up for grabs. It's anybody's. You know what I'm saying? But as long as the Chiefs are still in it and they have a chance, I think they're going to make it. The reason why I said the Texans, too, is because the Texans got a young team, and they good on defense and offense. So, shit, I feel like with C.J. Stroud playing the way and then they just went and added Stephon Diggs to the offense. So, they're going to be able to put up numbers. They're going to be able to score. And C.J. Stroud is going to be – he already looked good in year one. So, the fact that they added – I think they added a couple of offensive linemen to the team, too. But he's going to feel comfortable. They added a couple of offensive lines to the team, too. I'm not sure all the way, but the fact that he was as comfortable as he was in year one, and then coming into year two, and you add Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs to the mix on offense, it's only going to be, way better for him to be able to go out there and play comfortably. You know what I'm saying? And they got Dalton Schultz still at tight end, so you got pieces all the way around. And I feel like, shit, this is going to be his year. This is going to be his year to shine and prove it. If, the opportunity presents itself, he gonna seize the opportunity. So, yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think as far as who y'all think gonna come out of each division. Like I said, I think it's gonna be the Eagles, pending if Davante Adams don't get traded. If he don't get traded, it's the Eagles. If he do, I got 49ers coming out the East. And out the West, I got the Chiefs or the Texans. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see the Jets just because Aaron Rodgers is making his way about the league. So if Patrick Mahomes wasn't able to get it done, I would like to see either the Jets or the Texans win, just because I like C.J. Stroud and I like their team over there in Houston, and then I like Aaron Rodgers and I like Garrett Wilson and Sauce and all them young players over there. So I just like those teams, you know what I'm saying? I like their vibes over there. So that's why I would want to see them. I fuck with Lamar too, but you know what I'm saying? Lamar, he didn't have a crack at it a couple times, man. He didn't have a crack at it a couple times, man. He didn't let me down once or twice already. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get my hopes up too much. That's why I'm shifting my focus to another couple teams, you know what I'm saying, to make it out the West. So, like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think of the video. Y'all just let me know what y'all think in general, who gonna make it. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 5K subs, man. Yeah, that's been your boy. I'm gone.